Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel all about VLSI. In this video, we are going to start our discussion on Verilog code development of AHB Master and AHB Slave. So before going to start the Verilog code development of our Master and Slave, let us try to understand the input ports, output ports which are related to our Master. So let's see first of all the input and output ports which are related to our Master, and let us start with the coding. So this is our block diagram of our complete architecture what we are going. So this is a block diagram of our master. This master is going to have one clock which is being given from the test bench, and we are going to have one reset signal and a HRD signal. This HRD signal is given by our slave, and it is output for our slave, and this is input for our master, and H response is also given by our slave itself. And HR data. HR data is also given by our slave, and this is input to our master. And data underscore top. Data underscore top. Basically, this particular signal is given by the test bench user. So the test bench user is going to give this particular data signal to our design, and the master, after receiving this data underscore top, it is going to store it internally inside some RAM like module, and from that it is going to send it this particular data to the slave. Okay, this is what we are going to do. And we have one more signal which is known as write underscore top. This is also input to our master, write underscore top. So basically this write underscore top is a signal which is given by the user itself to indicate whether he wants to perform, whether he write operation or whether he wants to perform a read operation. He is going to say, he is going to describe, he is going to tell the master that whether he want to perform a write operation or whether he want to perform a read operation. If write underscore top is equal to 1, then the master will come to know that user wants to perform a write operation, so that the master will accordingly generate the signals. If the user wants to perform a read operation, then he is going to make this write underscore top is equal to 0, so that the master will accordingly make that particular related signals to 0. Okay, and these are the input signals which are associated, and one more is beat length. So I will write down here, this is also input to our master itself, that is beat length. This is also given by our user. So if the user wants to perform a burst operation, then he is going to mention number of beats like 4, 8, 16. Using this particular signal, is going to tell the beat length he want to perform. And followed, and one more thing is enable signal. This enable signal we are using. So basically the use of this enable signal is when the user has completed uh, giving the data information. When the user has completed giving the data information to our master, he will make this enable is equal to 1, so that the master will start working. So basically using this enable signal, the master will come to know, or our design will come to know, that the user has completed giving all the data required, all the required data items. Then after that, if the user makes this enable signal to 1, then the design will start working. Okay, so if enable is equal to 0, that means the user is still feeding the data. If enable is equal to 1, that means the user has completed giving the data. Then this master will start its operation. And one more is address underscore top. So this address underscore top is a starting address where the user wants to write the data into. So he's going to provide that particular base address to our master, and followed by wrap underscore enable, and followed by wrap underscore enable. This wrap underscore enable, if it is equal to 1, that means the user wants to perform a wrap operation. And if wrap underscore enable is equal to 0, then the user wants to perform a normal burst operation or increment operation. Okay. So using this, we are going to decide whether it is a wrap operation or whether it is a normal increment operation. And coming to the outputs of our master, one is H address and followed by HW data, and we are going to have H write, H size, H trans, and we are going to have H burst. So these are the input and output signals which are associated with our AHB master. These are the input and output signals which are associated with our AHB master. Now, let us see the state diagram which is associated with it, with us. So we are going to use a state diagram. So using this state diagram, we are going to see. So we have some limited number of states which we are going to use. The very first state is ideal state. Whenever we apply the reset signal, we are coming to a state which is known as ideal state. We are coming to ideal state. Now, from this ideal state, we will go to a next state which is known as right state address. From this ideal state, we are going to a state which is known as right state address. Now, when are we going to this right state address is when in our ideal state, if our right underscore top signal is equal to 1, if our right underscore top signal is equal to 1 and our h ready is equal to 1, h ready is equal to 1 and when our beat length is given something and enable. Okay, beat depending upon the beat length we will decide. I will show you in the code. Just leave the beat length for now and followed by enable signal when it is equal to 1. So these three conditions, if they are satisfied, then we are going to a state which is known as right state address, or else we are going to stay in the ideal state itself. Whenever our right underscore top signal is equal to 1, h ready is equal to 1 and enable is equal to 1, then we are going to a state which is known as right state address, or else if if our right underscore top is equal to 0, let me show. Or else if our right underscore top signal is equal to 0, right underscore top is equal to 0 and h ready is equal to 1 and enable is equal to 1. Okay, if these conditions are satisfied, then we are going to a next state which is known as read state address. We are going to a state which is known as read state address. This is a state which we are going to. So if our right underscore top is equal to 0, h ready is equal to 1 and enable is equal to 1, then we are going to a state which is known as read state address, or else we are going to write state address. And if our h ready is equal to 0, we are going to stay in the same state. If our h ready is equal to 0, we are going to stay in the same state if our h ready is equal to 0. When we are in our ideal state, let us see what are the type of outputs which we are making to 1. So when we are in our ideal state, our h burst will be equal to don't care itself, and h size will be made to unknown, and h trans will be made to 0. That means h trans is equal to 0 means the master is idle. Okay. If you haven't watched the previous recordings on the theory part, I will recommend you to please watch the recordings so that you will come to know what is this h trans signal and why we are making it to 0. Okay. And address underscore internal, we are giving it to address underscore top. Address underscore internal, we are assigning it to the top address which we are getting from here. Okay, I haven't mentioned here. So we have one more input signal, that is address underscore top. So that particular signal is being assigned here, address underscore top. Yeah, I mentioned already. So we are assigning it to address underscore top. So this is what we are going to do in our ideal state. This is what we are going to do in our ideal state. Now, when we are in our right state address, right state address, then we are going to make our head size is equal to 3 tick binary 010. That means it is a 4-byte data, and in this particular design, I am going to consider the data sizes of 4-byte only. I am not going to consider a variable size data. So I am fixing this head size to be 010 for now. Okay. In future, if we want, we can change it to a variable data size. For now, I am fixing it to a 4-byte data. Okay. And I am also making my h write signal to 1. I'm also making my H write signal to 1. In the write state address state, in this write state address state, I'm going to make my H size to 010, and I'm also making my H write to 1. Okay, and H write is equal to 1. That means it is a write operation. Now, in the write state address, from the write state address, I'm going to a state which is known as write state data. I'm going to a state which is known as write state data. I'm going to a state which is known as write state data. What is this write state data? We will see. But when we are going to this write state data is when our hburst underscore internal. So there is a internal signal which is being declared that is known as hburst underscore. So when are we going to our write state data is whenever our beat length is equal to 1 or beat length is equal to 4 or beat length is equal to 8, so on. So for this all beat lengths, we are going to a state which is known as write state data. We are not checking whether it is a wrapping burst or increment burst, nothing. We are going to differentiate the wrapping burst and incremental burst in this state only. And from when we are transitioning, we are not going to check whether it is a wrapping burst or whether it is incremental burst. Nothing I'm going to check. I'm just going to check for the beat lengths. If beat length is equal to 1, or beat length is equal to 4 or beat length is equal to 8, I'm just simply going to write state data. Inside the write state data, I'm going to classify whether it is a wrapping burst or whether it is a incremental burst or so on. I'm going to classify. Okay. Now coming to this read state address. In this read state address, let me write down what I'm going to do. In this read state address state, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my H burst is equal to 0 and H trans is equal to, in this read state address, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my H size is equal to 010, that means 4 bytes. As I've said, I'm going to consider my size of the data is 4 bytes only in this particular design. If I want, I can, in future, I will change it, and H write is equal to 0. That means it is a read operation. Okay. Now, from this read state address, I'm going to a state which is known as read state data. I'm going to a state which is known as read state data. When I'm going to read state data is again same. Whenever my beat length is equal to 4 or beat length is equal to 8 or beat length is equal to 1, whatever it may be, I'm simply going to read. And I'm also not checking for my HRD signal. Whenever I'm sampling the data in the read state data, I'm going to check for the HRD signal. For state transitioning, I'm not checking for the HRD signal. I'm just simply going, and whenever I'm going to sample the data or whenever I wanted to write the data or change the data, then I'm going to check for the HRD signal. For the state transitioning, I'm not checking the HRD signal, and I'm also not checking whether it is a wrapping or incremental burst. Inside the state, when I'm writing the data or sampling the data, I'm going to check for the check whether it is a incremental burst or a wrapping burst. Now, in the case of write state data, now we have achieved. Now we have came to our write state data. Okay. Now, in the case of our write state data, I am going to check what is the beat length. What is the beat length? If beat length is equal to 1, I am going to write down its particular logic. But I'm going to, so in the write state data, basically I'm going to check for the beat length. What is the beat length he is asking for? The user is asking for, and I'm also going to check for whether my HRD is equal to 1 or not. If these two conditions are met, then only I'm going to perform the write operation. Accordingly, I'm going to perform the write operation. Here also I'm going to check for my beat length and wrapping condition, or well, and the type of burst, whether it is a wrapping burst or incremental burst, type of burst I'm going to check, and I'm also going to check for the H ready signal, whether it is 1 or not. So if these conditions are met, then only I am going to perform the read operation. And if all these conditions are met, then after performing the read operation, I am going to simply idle state. And here, after performing the write operation, I am going to idle state. So this is what I am going to implement in my design. Yes, so that's all about this particular video. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you are having any doubts or any queries, please let me know in the comment section. And in our next video, we will start with our coding so that the things will be more clear. Thank you.